Hey guys, welcome back to Tipharot. It's me, Matt here, and yes, that is my regular camera once again. It's been a while since I've been on here, but that does mean that the sound or the lighting or stuff or the settings on my camera could be a little bit off because I haven't done this in a while. Hopefully everything's okay, but if not, I do apologise. Anyway, today it is another dream story since you guys seem to like them so much. This one is not a lucid dream story though. This is just one of my weird regular dreams. So, in this dream, it was set in medieval times, which is quite unusual for me. I do have some fantasy settings in my dream and so on, but usually most of my dreams are set, in modern day times and in pretty regular settings, places that I grew up in, or, the school I went to, or where I live now, or places that I go out to. Not this one though. In this one, I was in a small medieval village, and I don't know if this was a real village or a fictional one. The location wasn't really important. Now, this village was at war, and we got attacked by a bunch of people, and I was one of the people fighting to kind of defend our town, but unfortunately we lost. Now, I was lucky enough that I didn't get killed, but I did get taken captive. And basically they dragged me off to like this pit, this big pit in the ground that had like stakes up around it and everything, and they basically chucked me down there, and every so often they'd throw me a bit of food. But it was basically assumed I was going to be in that pit for the rest of my life and I was going to die there. I did not want that to happen, and so I decided I had to figure a way out of there. Now, I couldn't climb out of there, I couldn't dig out of there since I was supervised. I did the one thing that I thought might work, and that was to befriend the guard. So there was a guard, and every so often he was throwing me little bits of food. And I thought, hey, I'll just chat with him a bit while he's throwing me the food. And, while I'm telling this, it sounds like I'm talking about a long time period, but all of this probably happened in like a minute of dream time. So I'm chatting away with him, and he decides, I'm not a threat, I'm not going to attack anyone, I'm not going to be a threat to the new lord in the town. And so he goes on my behalf and petitions the lord of the town, the new lord that is, the one who took it over, and says, look, he's not a threat. Why don't we, let him out just for a quick walk around town, stretch his legs, he'll be fine, he won't try to escape or anything like that, I'll be with him. And, obviously, I was happy with that, that was kind of my plan the whole time. And so, I got let out of the pit. The lord did accept and let me out, and I was escorted by the guard around town. And we're walking around town, and this whole time I'm trying to think, how can I make my escape? How can I make sure that I'm not put back in the pit? And we're walking through this really poor part of town, and you see homeless people in the streets, you see people looking really deathly sick and thin. But I noticed something else. Everywhere there were these like large rubbish bags, and I'm talking like huge, like almost the size of like a car or something. And inside them there was just one thing almost all the time, and it was a mushroom. And this was obviously some fictional mushroom, but I knew that this mushroom in this medieval fictional world was edible, perfectly edible. It was a good food, but it tasted horrible. And so that's why they were throwing it away. They had like massive supplies of it, but it tasted horrible, so no one wanted to eat it. And I remember looking at all of these people, starving, and the guard was telling me how it's a massive problem, so many people can't eat, they don't have enough food, and like people are rioting because of it and stuff. And I thought, hey, this is my opportunity, this is how I get out of the pit. So I said to the guard, hey, I know how to cook, which I'm not very good cook in real life, but apparently Dream Me was. And I said, I'm going to cook you something from this mushroom that's going to taste so good that no one's going to want to throw them away anymore. So I took some bags of the waste mushroom that they'd thrown away, and I went inside a building and I started cooking it. And again, this happened in like the blink of an eye. I don't even remember the cooking process. I just remember coming out with like plates of some weird meal, giving it to the homeless people, and giving it also to like the royalty and all of the guards and everything. And everyone loved it, and they basically let me out of the pit because of that. And that was the dream. After that I woke up and I just remember thinking, wow, even for some of the weirder dreams I had, that was completely random and completely weird. It was one of those times where I kind of wished that I was a fantasy author or something though, because I feel like The way that it played out in my head, you know, I might not have told it as good as how it happened, but the way that it played out in my head when I had the experience, it would have made for a good like short movie or short book or something. Now I've got a question for you guys, but before I ask, it is Halloween at the minute, so I'm doing a little bit of a Halloween themed sale on my Lucid Dream book. And by Halloween themed, I just mean it's 13% because that was the spookiest number that I could think of, if there is such a thing as a spooky number. So if you want to take part in the sale, you can go to gum.co/theluciddreambook/spooky to have the code apply automatically and give you 13% off, or you can just enter the code spooky at checkout. There's a bit more information on screen about what's inside the book, so you can pause the video and check that out and see if it's right for you. Now I said that I had a question for you guys, and that is, have you ever had any dreams where you felt like that afterwards, where you woke up from it and you were like, hey, that would have been a great short story, or that would have been a movie? And if you have, feel free to share them down in the comments below. I'd love to hear some of your interesting dreams. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you want to stay up to date with my videos, make sure you subscribe, but also enable notifications with the bell icon, and more specifically, enable all notifications so that you actually see when my new videos come out. If you want to keep watching, check out one of the videos on screen, go watch that, and I'll see you there soon. Take care.